Okay, guys, like I said, it's all about new beginnings. And I am excited to talk to you guys about April today. For those of you that are watching me, you can see that I'm in amongst the garden. So lovely. For those of you that are listening to me, well, just imagine that I'm in amongst the garden. So that's lovely for me. All right, I am Julie Turner. And before I get too far into this, Julieturner.ca is the best way for you to get a hold of me if you have questions, concerns, or cries of outrage, or if you just want to say hello, whatever the case may be. Julieturner.ca. And I do love hearing from you. So, it is April 2nd today, and I wanted to give you guys an overview for the energy of April. I'm going to give you the numerology, and then I'm going to give you some cards. I've drawn the cards already, but we're going to clarify them. And moving forward, I'm going to do this on a monthly basis for the overarching energy of the month, but then I'm also going to do it on a weekly basis from a card reading point of view. So if you are somebody that just wants a little bit of something to chew on, something to think about, some kind of different energy shift, then this is for you. I'm so excited to share it with you. All right, April 2022. Mind-blowing to me that we're actually at a number that high. You know, honestly, I remember being 12 years old. I remember this day so clearly. I was sitting on the stairs of the deck. My dad had built a deck on the back of our house, and I was sitting there on the stairs, just exhausted with life, thinking, oh my goodness, when am I going to be an adult already? When am I going to get to drive? I am so done being a child. And now, as I said, April 2nd, 2022, I still think I'm a child. I still act like one. And honestly, I still buy children's clothing. So there's that. I'm actually wearing children's shorts right now. Well, they're my shorts, but you know what I'm saying. All right, let's get back to the task at hand. As I said, it is April 2nd. The energy for the month of April, I'm super excited about, guys. Like super excited. Because April this year is a number 1. And number 1 is all about standing out, new beginnings, being uniquely you. Now, I would argue we should always do those things. However, like I said, this is all about reminding you guys different things as we go along. This isn't some kind of I grab it from the ethers type thing, although sometimes I do get messages. It's very interesting. However, my point in doing this, my point in these readings, in numerology, in the cards, all that other stuff, is just to shake you, to shake you. Have you been thinking about these things? Have you? Just a question. Okay. So, number 1, that is what April is this year. And it is here to remind us to start new things. Now, we'll get to the cards in a moment because I think you might be surprised by the new things you may or may not be starting. However, start new things, always. There is like no time like the present. As I used to say, it used to be my tagline years ago, if not now, when? And it's still kind of my motto in life. Anybody that knows me well knows that I'm just going to like leap into the next thing or into doing whatever it is that comes to my mind. Not saying that that's the right way to live your life. I'm just saying it is how I often live my life, and I love it. So, number 1, uniquely you. In what way have you maybe been a follower? Maybe you haven't, maybe you've been muting this amazing thing that is you. What is it about you? What is it about you that you need to bring to the forefront and go, huh? Like, fly your freak flag if that is the case. And it often is. Just be you. Be unique. It's awesome. All right. Now, before I go too far, one of the things that is me is when I love things, I talk about them. And I don't want to forget to mention Fantastic Life. If you, just the name, Fantastic Life. Ooh, this is a good thing. For those of you thinking about starting, maybe taking better care of yourself, maybe that's the new thing you're going to take on this month. Go check out fantasticlife.io, spelled just like you think it would be, fantasticlife.io. It is the world's first hormone balancing nutrition app. What does that mean? That means that if you start actually following this, it's literally under $10 to download something unique for you. It's a lot of questions. Be prepared to answer some questions. You can do this. They're all about you. You know the answers. So fill out the form, answer the questions. Under $10, you receive the good, the bad, and the ugly of where you're at in your health. And it's a great way you got a grocery list. It'll give you a grocery list. You go to the grocery store and buy the things that are like optimal for you to eat. Now, we're just going to start there. Just buy the things that are optimal for you to eat. Okay, that's one thing that you could start new this month. Just saying. All right. Are you guys ready for the cards? I think you are. I think you're ready. So, as I said, this is your overview for the month of April. Number 1 month in numerology. Now, the first card I drew was the love and relationship card. All right. For those of you that can see me, I am holding up the 10 of Voices from one of my favorite decks. This is the Muse deck. I love my Muse deck. It's my tarot deck, one of my tarot decks. I love my Muse deck. And what's really, really interesting is you guys may remember I talk about fitness a lot. Well, maybe not a lot, but I do talk about fitness. And I've been thinking about Pilates. So I went to the store and I'm wandering back from the store and way across a parking lot, I'm like, what does that sign say? And I think to myself, because go check my videos. I have Lunatic and Logic that live in my head. They're good friends of mine. I love them. They're not who I am, but they do participate in my life. They live in my head. So Lunatic's like, what's across the parking lot? What does that sign say? And Logic is like, who cares what the sign says? Just get your groceries, get home, whatever. Lunatic's like, there's a reason you looked over and there's a reason you're asking the question. And Logic is like, fine, Lunatic, you win this one because I like walking. So off we all three go. And I get closer to the sign and it says Muse Pilates. Muse deck, Pilates. That's what Julie's been thinking about lately. Fascinating. So I walk in there, lovely lady. Her name's Nina. If you're in the Scottsdale area, Muse Pilates, look her up. She's delightful. Yeah, I don't know why I started saying that. Must be irrelevant, or I'll come back to it. Love reading for this month. We'll get back on track, bring it back. 10 of Voices. Now, the 10 of Voices comes to us when it's time to have a harsh realization. Now, when it comes to the love realm, sometimes that can be like, it's time to make some changes. Maybe that's end a relationship. Maybe that's just realize where a relationship is that maybe we thought was ideal and wasn't. And maybe that harsh realization, this is the energy I'm feeling, guys. The energy I'm getting from the 10 of Voices for this month is the realization of what part do you need to own in your discomfort in relationships. Now, for some of you that are having a cry of outrage, it is what it is. Okay. So I'm going to try and draw kind of a picture for you. So often people will be very frustrated and they'll say, oh, I've told him a million times that I need him to do this. And why can't he do that? And I'm saying he, I'm a female, but translate that to she if you're male, whatever. This is not about men versus women type thing. So why can't he just do this? Drives me nuts. Well, you just said it, or I just said it. You keep asking for the same thing, and they keep not providing it. Whose fault is that? Do you think it's maybe your fault for having the expectation that another human being should actually bend to your will? Because they don't need to. Even if their behavior is really, really crappy, they don't need to change because you said to. You have options. Do I put up with this behavior? Or do I leave? Or what do I do? But it's your option. You can't make another human do something you want them to do just because you want them to do it. It's just, sorry, it's not the way this world works. It's very frustrating to me too. Trust me, if I could run this world, if I could actually make all the decisions for everybody, sorry, it'd be a lot of fun for me. Maybe not an ideal world, but a lot of fun for me. But we can't. We don't get that choice. So the 10 of Voices in the month of April, for me, the energy that I'm getting is it's time to realize your part in your relationships. Now, it is a love reading. So it is about your romantic relationships, although it can be translated into anything. Like if you're feeling like, well, no, I'm good, or I'm single, or whatever the case. Actually, if you're single and you're like, well, that doesn't make sense because I'm single, I can't even find somebody. Yes, you can. Maybe it's time to see how you're participating to see if that's an issue. Something that just came up for me, interestingly enough, I was doing a workshop, I guess, for lack of a better way to put it, for a friend of mine who's a matchmaker. And she just left it open to her clients, like, come to the workshop if you want. It was physically in person, which was lovely. And this one girl is like, well, I think they should just take me for what I am. I should be able to show up however I want to show up, and they should just take me for what I am. Well, to a point, yes. But if you're showing up on a date with your hair in a messy ponytail and pajamas, and that person doesn't like hair in a messy ponytail and pajamas, they don't have to appreciate that in you. They don't have to. Now, maybe you might luck out and somebody actually likes that kind of look and likes your crappy attitude of, I'm going to show up exactly how I can and how I feel like it, and you can just suck it up. Sorry, that was kind of judgmental that's a crappy attitude, but I do think it's a crappy attitude. Anyway, that might be the 10 of Voices for you. All right. So that was your love reading. Now we're going to move on to the career. Now for the career, way better news, guys. Way better news. However, there's still work to be done, even with the Sun card. The Sun card is an awesome, awesome card. Like, look, it's bright, it's lovely. The sun is lovely. It just warms you from the inside out. I just love the sun on my skin. This is, of course, a tarot card, so it's the sun. This one, when it comes to your career, we're talking about having a positive attitude. Having a positive attitude. Now, I prefer optimism over positivity because positivity can be a little toxic. Have you ever talked to, you've just been saying whatever is truly on your mind or on your heart or whatever the case may be, and your friend is like, put on a happy face and you're this, and like blowing smoke up your butt, for lack of a better way to put it, and they're just being positive, positive, positive. That's not helpful. What is helpful is being optimistic, saying, I'm sorry you're experiencing that, or I'm sorry you did experience that. What do you think you can do to move forward? For me, I had a similar situation, and this is how I move forward. Whatever the information that your friend has for you, great. But to just be positive, to me, that just, it can get toxic. I love positive people, but not like, again, blowing smoke up your butt. Not ideal. A little off topic here. The Sun card is for your career. Be optimistic. Have that positive vibe. Raise your energy. That's a good one. Raise your energy when it comes to your career. I have always been very fortunate in my life that I've loved what I do for a living. And I shouldn't say fortunate. I made that happen. It wasn't by accident. Nobody chose it for me. I made that happen. A lot of people don't make that happen for themselves. They think that they are where they are and they are who they are. Not a true statement. You need to be able to move forward. Okay, that actually brings me to the general message for the month of April. But before we get there, Sun card, phenomenal card for your career. But all you have to do is look for the optimistic ways that you can participate either in the career that you already have or in building the one that you want. You know, I listened to a TED Talk this morning while I was getting ready, and I just randomly went to TED Talks on YouTube and I just picked one. I didn't even look at what it said, and it just so happened to be a woman from my own hometown, which is so funny. I don't know her, but that's where she was from. And she just told a story about being okay with not succeeding. She actually called it failure, but to me, I'm okay with not succeeding. I don't consider that failure, because if you went for a goal and you didn't succeed, I don't think that that's, maybe it's just because I'm worrying about the word failure now. Maybe that's on me. Anyway, it's good that you tried. It's good that you do it again, and it's okay to not succeed at whatever it is you think you need to succeed at. So anyways, it was just a really good conversation or talk. It's not like I was talking to her, although in my mind I was talking to her. Sun card, that's your career for the month of April. All right. So the last card that I drew for you guys for the month of April was just a general card. And it is the Knight of Voices. Now, you guys probably already know that whenever I draw a knight, I feel this like a burst of heroic energy, because that's really what knights are. But this knight comes to help you with your determination. This knight helps you just get up and get going. April is about new beginnings. So this knight in general is here to support you to get what you want to get, to do what you want to do. Just go for it. And I want you guys to close your eyes for just a moment, unless you're driving. If you're driving, you shouldn't be listening to me anyways. I have a little bit of a hypnotic voice. I'm just kidding. Close your eyes for a moment. And what I want you to do is think about the last time that you felt really, really determined. Closing your eyes. Not only really determined, but motivated. Like you're determined and you're motivated. And you're thinking about that right now. You're determined and you're motivated. And I want you to remember hearing me say that the Knight of Voices has your back. Now, in my Muse Tarot deck, the Knight of Voices is a Pegasus. So I want you to visualize a Pegasus right now, which of course is a winged horse for those of you that, I can't imagine anybody wouldn't know that, but people don't know what they don't know. So no judgment. You're visualizing a Pegasus, and this Pegasus is taking you where you want to go. And whenever you have a moment of, I don't know how I'm going to get there. I don't know how to do this. Just picture that energy of the Pegasus picking you up and taking you there. Now, the actual path that you take to get there, if you need support with, this is not a sales pitch, but if you need support with that, Julieturner.ca, love to help you. But just allow the energy. It starts with the energy first. It starts with the thought that you want to be there. It starts with the energy that you could be there. And then it moves on from there. All right. So that was the April forecast. Now, I do have a live audience here on Facebook. I can see a couple of comments. No matter where you're hearing this or seeing this, I'm going to look and I'm going to see if there's any questions, concerns, cries of outrage. Now, if you are watching or hearing this and it's not live and you want to reach out, as I mentioned, Julieturner.ca, and I would love to hear from you. All right, let's see who's out there today and what they have to say. All right. All right. No, actually, we've got comments on how I look, which is lovely. Thank you so much. And then we've got questions. What do you got for me? What's going on in April? New beginnings. I will reiterate, new beginnings in love. What part of uncomfortable relationships is on you? The Sun card is your career card. So thinking optimistically, remaining positive about whatever is going on in your career. And the last one is our Pegasus, our heroic energy coming in to help us remain determined and focused and motivated on everything we want to achieve in the month of April. All right, guys, that is it for me today. Thank you so much, as always, for your time and energy. Go check out Julieturner.ca, and don't forget, you might want to check out fantasticlife.io for your new thing in April. Thank you, as always, and have an amazing day.